Over the next 7 days, I'll be only eating Iceland MYPROTEIN ready meals, and the aim is to see how much weight I can lose from only eating these and water. So let's see how much I currently weigh. I weigh 18.84 stone or 119.63 kilograms. Now that is a lot of weight. So without further ado, let's crack on and have meal one.
Day one lunch.
And what I've got is chicken and peppercorn sauce. I've never had one of these before, so I have no idea what it's going to taste like. It needs 7 minutes in the microwave, so let's bang it in there and have a nibble on it after and see what it's like. Whilst it's cooling down, let's read out some of the stuff on the packet and tell you what's exactly inside of it. So it is chicken and peppercorn sauce with green beans, grilled onions and diced potatoes. It has 37 grams of protein and is 277 calories, which is pretty low to be fair. And also it has 17 grams of carbohydrates and 7 grams of fibre. So it looks good, it smells good, and price wise, so there's two different type ones. There's these size ones and there's like a bigger bowl one. And the bigger bowl one is £4.75 and these ones are £4.25. But if you buy multiple of them, you can get two for £8, I think. And if you buy 5 of them, you can get 5 for £20. So realistically, that's not too bad eating for a week. So if you remember me doing the Tesco's Finest one, they're actually slightly cheaper for having a week's worth of MYPROTEIN meals. And if anything, they're probably way more healthier for you. So without further ado, let's start eating something. Starting off with a little bit of chicken. That's really good. Let's have a little bit of pea. Lovely and flavoursome. I love peas. Let's have a bit of potato. Nice and soft, breaks up in your mouth. Let's now have a bit of the onion. It looks a bit raw, the onion, if you know what I mean, because on the packet it says grilled onions, which they don't look that grilled, which they're not. They're just like normal onions. So that's the only bad bit so far. Let's just have a massive spoonful, including the sauce, the chicken, the pea, the potato and the onion. Oh, nearly dropped it then. That is really good, to be fair. It's got a little bit of spice. I'm not a massive fan of spice, but this is just below my tolerance, so I'm very happy. The sauce is actually nice and creamy, because when I first took it out of the microwave, it looked a little bit runny, but it is nice and dribbly, if that can be a word. But it's not too runny, that's what I'm trying to hint at. This is a solid first choice. There's way more variety of meals than the 14 I've picked up, but they were just the first ones I just come across in the freezer, so that's why I got them. But when I picked 14 up and then I looked a bit further and there was some ones I was like, I might enjoy that, but that's not the whole point. I just picked up 14 to see, can we live on it for a week and how much weight can I lose, if I can lose any. So let me finish this up and we'll see you tonight for dinner. I'm also going to rate this a solid 8 out of 10.
Day one dinner.
I've got the Chip Shop chicken curry with rice. It takes 8 minutes in the microwave, so let's bang it in. Before I start eating, let's read out some of the stats on the packet. So it is a Chip Shop chicken curry with rice. It has 49 grams of protein, 548 calories, now let's turn it over, 59.1 grams of carbohydrates and 14.9 grams of fibre, which is pretty good to be fair. It's actually a reasonably sized meal and it smells nice and looks nice, to be fair. I think we just get straight on and try a bit. Can't really pick out little bits at a time, so just going to have a little mouthful. Oh, it's still very hot. Rice is nice and soft. The peas are nice, crunchy and juicy. The peppers are lovely. The sauce is actually weirdly nice. I was kind of expecting it to be a bit weird or a bit, not weird, maybe a bit tasteless, where it isn't. It's a nice creamy sauce. I couldn't tell you what kind of sauce it is because it's just chicken curry, so it's not like a korma or anything like that, but it's nice. Let's have a bit of chicken. Chicken's nice and soft. I actually reckon this is better than the chicken and peppercorn sauce one we had for lunch. I'm a fan of this. So my calorie intake today has been 775 calories. So if we carry on at that trajectory, realistically, I should definitely be losing weight by the end of the week. I can't imagine I'm going to be consuming more than 1,000 calories a day. And I'll be honest with you, I've not ever been hungry. But now, what am I going to rate this chicken curry? It is good. It is really good, actually. So I'm going to have to score it higher than earlier on. So it's a 9 out of 10 for me. Let me get this finished up and we'll see you tomorrow for day 2.
Day 2 lunch.
It's lunchtime on day 2 and today I have the chicken and beef naked burrito. I do love a burrito, but a naked one I think I'm going to love even more. You get me? So let's bang it in the microwave and we'll have a nibble on it. The chicken and beef naked burrito is now all done. Just taking a big whiff of it. It does smell good. We're quickly read out some stats on the back of the packet whilst we wait for it to cool down. It has 340 calories, 26.8 grams carbohydrates, 11.4 grams of fibre, and 38.5 grams of protein. So that is pretty good, to be fair. It does smell nice. It also looks pretty good as well, to be fair. It literally is a inside a burrito. So we're just going to take a munch out of a bit. Nice bit of cheese. The beans are nice. The rice is nice and soft. The sauce is absolutely lovely. I think the chicken is going to be basically the same all around. Same with most of it's fair, just it's like different sauces. I tell you what, the 3 meals I've had so far, they have been really good. Like really good. The beans, I'm not too sure what beans they are, but they're like the black beans. They might actually be called black beans, but they are nice and soft. They've got a tiny bit of crunch to it, which is nice. All of it's really good, to be fair. I actually don't think I have any complaints on this, genuinely. It literally does taste like a burrito, but in a tub, naked. So what am I going to score this? I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. I feel like it could be a little bit better, a little bit more cheese or something like that, but obviously then that's going to increase the calories and stuff, so it's got a nice balance, but that's the only thing I think letting it down. Just a bit more cheese would have been great. So let's finish this up and we'll see you tonight for dinner.
Day 2 dinner.
And what I've got for dinner is the meat feast pasta. I've actually had this before and I'll tell you what, it is absolutely banging. The only issue with it is quite spicy because it has little bits of chilli in it, but this needs like 10 minutes in the microwave. So let's crack on, put it in the microwave, and then we can see how it compares to the others. The meat feast pasta. Whilst we let this cool down because it is still piping hot, let's read out some of the stats on the back of the packet. It is 581 calories, 46.5 grams of carbohydrates, 11.4 grams of fibre, and 66.2 grams of protein, which is crazy. Let me just get my phone out because today I have consumed 922 calories. That's it. It's more than yesterday. So by the end of the week, realistically, I should be skin and bone, shouldn't I? Because I am a fat... I'm not going to say the word. Let's start eating some blimmin' pasta. So as I've said, I've had this before and it is fire. The only bits that let it down for me is the chilies, but actually I think I got it wrong. They're actually jalapenos. Lovely rich tomato flavour. The meatballs are really weird, but they're not actually meatballs. They're chicken balls, so they're like white. Nah, really good also. This is just a solid pick. The only thing I'm going to complain about on this is just the spice. It's as simple as that, nothing else. The rest of it is great, especially these chicken balls. They are stunning. So how am I going to rate it? It's not a 10 out of 10 purely because of the spice, so it's going to be a 9 out of 10 again. These 4 meals I've had so far have been absolutely stunning, and in the long run, I think I worked out earlier on the video now that it's actually cheaper to have these MYPROTEIN meals than it is to have the Tesco's Finest, and these are far better for you. So let me finish this up and we'll see you tomorrow for day 3. It's still extremely hot, so I'm not going to film it. I'm going to let it cool down a bit. But we'll see you tomorrow in a minute.
Day 3 lunch.
For lunch today, I've got sticky honey ginger sesame chicken with rice. This one actually looks really nice. Well, to be honest with you, all of them so far has been really nice. So without further ado, let's put it in the microwave. It needs 6 minutes. Well, it needs 4 minutes to stir and then 2 minutes. But let's put it in there, and then we can have a nibble on it once it's done. Honestly, I wish there was smell-o-vision, because this, it just stinks of ginger, but in a good way. So I'm not too sure how I'm going to feel about this, because as I've already said, I'm not a big fan of ginger, but I do like ginger at the same time. But the smell of it, I think it's actually going to be a little bit overpowering of ginger. But anyways, let's read some of the stats on the back of the packet while we let this cool down. It has 410 calories, 47.8 grams of carbohydrates, 3.7 grams of fibre and 40.1 grams of protein. That is pretty solid going, to be fair. But anyways, let's have a little bite of some rice first and some sauce. Hold on, let's have another bit. It's very hot. Okay, I'll take what I just said back. It is definitely not overpowering. It is literally just the right amount. It just smells worse than it tastes. It's looking good so far. Let's have a bit of chicken and rice. Oh my, I didn't expect it to be this good. It is very good, but look at the size of the chicken. Bearing in mind this is a 3-foot spoon. Joking, obviously, but that's massive. I'm very happy with it. I don't think there's anything I would actually change. It's beautifully proportioned, great amount of chicken, good amount of rice, and good amount of veg. Nothing's overpowering. It's got just the right amount of sauce as well. I'll tell you what, this is going to be the highest score of the video so far. This is a 10/10. It is crazy good, and I literally have no complaints about it. There's nothing I add about it, and there's nothing I take away about it. So I have been pleasantly surprised by this meal. So let's finish this off, and we'll see you tonight for dinner. Oh, okay. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes because it is still extremely hot, but we'll see you tonight.
Day 3 dinner.
I have got chicken chorizo paella. It needs 6 minutes in the microwave, then to take out, stir, and then another 4 minutes. So in total, it needs 6 minutes in the microwave. So let's get it in, because I'm absolutely starving this evening. Don't know why the other couple of days have been fine, where these meals have kind of filled me up, but just tonight, I do feel slightly peckish. So let's get this in. This is smelling absolutely stupendous. So let's read out some of the stats on the back of the packet whilst I wait for it to kind of cool down. But the last couple of meals, it's been so hot that I've had to stop the video to then eat it afterwards, because it's so hot, and there's no point me waiting to then film a time lapse to you watch me eat it. But we'll get into it anyway. So this is 472 calories, 41.3 grams of carbohydrates, 8.2 grams of fibre, and 47.5 grams of protein. So on day 3, looking at my telephone, I have consumed today 882 calories. So that's literally bugger all. I've consumed like 2,500 calories over the last 2 days. So realistically, by the end of this video, I should have at least lost half a stone. No, I don't really know, but I can only go off of that. But this, it smells lovely and it looks lovely. So the chicken, once again, is basically the same. Big old chunks, nice and soft, nice and tender. The sauce is rather tomatoey and rich, so we can have some of that, some of the peas, some of the rice. I'm 3 days into this challenge and I'm yet to find a bad meal. This is absolutely lovely. So the simple answer is to this whole video, yes, I will 100% have these again on pure taste and filling me up wise. But will it lose me weight? I don't know. I'll only know in 4 days time once I finish this challenge. But this is absolutely stupendous. The chorizo little bites, can you see them there? Just there, absolutely stunning. The chicken is great, the rice is great, the veg is great, there's big old chunks of peppers, which I absolutely love peppers. Once again, I'm thinking of having a meal that there's nothing I'd change on it, and there's nothing I'd add in it. because it is that good. These are the best Bing meals I've ever had, hands down. I reckon I could live off these. Like, have 2 of these meals a day. I'll be skin and bone, but they're absolutely stunning. But I think these are perfect meals for just filler gaps, if that makes sense. Don't have anything for lunch, banging. I've got a MYPROTEIN Bing meal. And it could be any of them, because the ones I've had so far, so I've had, 6 so far, and they are spot on. It's going to be a 9 out of 10, because the only bits I think is missing is a tiny bit of prawns. I don't know if they're good for you or not, but I feel like with a paella, yes, you get a bit of chorizo, bit of chicken, but you're missing those little bits of prawn. But still, it's a very, very solid meal. On that note, we'll catch you tomorrow at lunchtime for day 4.
Day 4 lunch.
I have salt and pepper meat feast noodles, but it has 2 chilies. So this one might actually be a bit spicy or a bit more than I can handle, because I can already see the chilies on the packet. But it needs 5 minutes in the microwave, then give it a stir, then it needs a further 3 minutes. So let's bang it in and then have a nibble on it after. Salt and pepper meat feast noodles. Let's read out some of the stats on the back of the packet whilst I wait for it to cool down. The smell and the aroma I'm getting off this smells divine, but I'm slightly worried about how spicy it's going to be. So it's 508 calories, 46 grams of carbohydrates, 6.3 grams of fibre, and 54.8 grams of protein. Now that is pretty solid. Just going to get straight into it, grab a load of noodle, nothing else at the moment. Noodles are lovely and soft. The sauce looks quite nice actually. Oh, there is a bit of spice there. Crikey, it must be in the sauce then. Let's have a bit of chicken. And a bit of red pepper. The chicken in this is actually different to all the other chickens I've had so far. It's a little bit more drier, if that makes sense. It's a bit harder. The chicken's definitely slightly different in this. I haven't really seen much duck or pork. Oh, there's a little bit of pork. That was duck. Nice bit of duck, to be fair. It's probably not one of my favourites. This is a bit of a strange one. It's still extremely nice. Honestly, as I've literally just said, it's not one of my favourites, but at the same time, it's not bad. Would I have it again? Probably not, out of the meals I've had so far. So this is probably going to be the lowest rating one so far. I think I'm going to have to give it a 6 out of 10, just because it's not the sort of thing I like. I do like it, but it's not the sort of thing I'd go out to buy. But it was worth a try. It's still nice. There's probably a little bit too much veg, not enough meat. Where some of the others have been the other way around. There's been loads of meat and a little bit of veg, which obviously is better. So let me finish this up and see you tonight for dinner.
Day 4 dinner.
I have got the beef pasta bolognese. I'm not a massive bolognese lover, especially when you can see massive tomatoes in there, which I'm not a massive lover either of. But anyways, it needs to go in the microwave for 5 minutes, and then for a stir, and then for a further 2 minutes. So let's get that done, and then we'll have a nibble on it. Whilst we wait for it to cool down, let's read out some of the stats on the back of the packet. It is 433 calories, which I believe today is the most calories I've consumed, if my maths are right. Let me just double check. But still, I've only consumed 941 calories today. It has 44.7 grams of carbohydrates, 5.3 grams of fibre, and 40.2 grams of protein. Let's go straight in with it. We're going to have a bit of pasta and a bit of meat and sauce. It smells nice. I thought the sauce was going to be a bit watery, but it's turned out to be nice and thick, to be fair. What is up with these meals? Every single one so far has been great. This is no exception. The pasta's lovely. The sauce is some mad sauce. I'm not really too sure, doesn't really say. It's not really tomatoey, it's more beefy. The beef is lovely. The pasta's like mad weird, but it's so good. Beautiful taste of cheese in there. Let's have a bit of the spinach. Literally can't even taste that. Whilst I'm here, I may as well have one of the tomatoes. Look at the cheese. Crazy that is. Oh, I still don't like tomatoes. I don't know what it is. It's literally one of the only foods, to be honest with you, including mushrooms, I do not like. So far, the tomatoes are the only thing letting this dish down. No complaints. Once again, portion size is spot on. I'm just over halfway through this challenge, and honestly, MYPROTEIN have absolutely smashed this. I would 100% live off of these meals, and in the future, I'm going to go to Iceland, get a load, so I can just put in the freezer, and when I fancy one, or for lunch, I'm going to have it. So I'm going to rate this. The only bit that lets it down is the tomatoes. Other than that, it's banging. So it's going to have to be a 9 out of 10. It's an absolute stellar job. So on that note, let me finish these couple of mouthfuls, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 5.
Day 5 lunch.
I think I've made a catastrophic mistake. This is 4 chilies out of 5. So I've got a feeling this is going to be spicy, but it is chili, chicken and rice. So I didn't even realise picking it up. I literally just picked up 14 meals. But this one, I think I'm going to have to miss a bit out because it's going to be spicy as hell, I reckon. It needs 6 minutes in the microwave, then to take it out, give it a stir, and then a further 5 minutes. So let's get on with that. The chili, chicken and rice, it is 582 calories, 73.3 grams of carbohydrates, 5.6 grams of fibre and 47.2 grams of protein. It's not really giving off a lot of smell, but it looks very red, so I can only imagine it's going to be very spicy, but let's try some. Yes it is. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know if I can have this. My eyes are watering already. Nose is sweating. Try and have a bit of chicken. Yeah, I'm starting to lose my taste buds already. That is way too spicy for me. Yeah, I can't even enjoy that. There's no taste, it's just spice. Oh. I'll keep going for a bit because I'm hungry. Oh. I don't know if I can. It's just too spicy for me. I'm sorry. What am I going to score that? To be honest with you, it's my own fault for picking it up and not properly looking. But 4 chilies out of 5. My mouth is burning. It's absolutely burning. So technically, I haven't really consumed any calories so far today. But I'm going to give it a 0 out of 10 because it's beyond my capabilities of eating. It's just beyond my spice point. I'm sad about that because I am hungry, but we'll have to wait till this evening. So on that note, we'll see you later.
Day 5 dinner.
And what I've got tonight is Cajun chicken pasta, and it needs 7 minutes in the microwave, and then to give it a stir, and then another 3 minutes. So let's get it in and see what it tastes like. The Cajun chicken pasta. The smell is making my hairs in my nostril stand up on an end because it smells stupendous. But it does have 2 chilies out of 3 chilies, so I'm worried it might be a bit too spicy again. Hopefully it isn't. But anyways, it has 609 calories, 59.1 grams carbohydrates, 8.2 grams of fibre and 64.2 grams of protein, which possibly is the highest amount of protein I've actually had in a single meal so far, providing I can actually finish this if it isn't too spicy. So let's get straight into it and just have a bit of the noodles, see what it's like. We've got a bit of pepper, hopefully it's pepper and not chili, but it literally smells of Cajun seasoning. Obviously, because it's Cajun chicken. There's a bit of spice there, but I can tolerate it. Let's just have another twirl around of it and have a go again. It smells so good. Let's have a bit of chicken. I can assume the chicken's going to be roughly the same. We've got a bit of pepper on there. Hopefully, it's not chili, but wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. This is needed because I'm absolutely starving. I can't get over the smell. It just smells wonderful. Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. I can't even. The spice on that is literally spot on. I'm still getting the beautiful taste of the Cajun as well as the other bits in there, but the spice is just about right for me. And if you're not a massive spice fan, like I'm not, this would be spot on for you. Chicken's wonderful, sauce is wonderful, the veg in there is wonderful. It's all a solid choice once again. I am saying once again, as I just said once again, I'm going to say once again, but the MYPROTEIN meals from Iceland are unbelievable for the price of them and what you get out of them. Like, this is literally a full plate's worth for 600 calories. It's great and it fills you up. Once this challenge is over, I'm going to go back to Iceland. I'm actually going to pick up some MYPROTEIN meals to just put in the freezer. So in case I'm hungry, don't fancy some sort of lunch, but just want something to eat, or for dinner, I am going to be eating this. Absolutely unreal. Unreal. So what am I going to rate this? It's not the best I've had, but it's definitely not the worst I've had. The more I'm eating of it, the more spicy I'm finding it, but it's still enjoyable spice rather than too hot spice. So I think I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. So let me finish this up and we'll see you tomorrow for lunch.
1,091 calories consumed today. Day 6 lunch.
Today I have salt and pepper chicken with rice, but that's 2 chilies. So hopefully it's not as spicy as some other ones, otherwise I won't be able to eat it. But it needs 5 minutes in the microwave, then give it a stir, and then 3 more minutes. So let's put it in and have a nibble on it after. The salt and pepper chicken with rice, it is 370 calories, 31.3 grams of protein, 3.3 grams of fibre, and 43.4 grams of protein. Already it is smelling and looking really nice. It's got chicken, obviously rice, the sauce looks nice, nice bit of veg in there, and it appears to have some sort of egg, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, and it is still rather hot, but we're going to go in and try some anyway. The rice is nice, the egg, it must be egg, it's really nice as well, all nice and soft. I'm still yet to have any complaints about these bloody big meals. Definitely egg. The sauce is lovely. It's rather hot. Some bit of pepper. Yeah, it's absolutely spot on. I cannot fault that. Chicken's good again. These are just spot on meals. I'm speechless. Nearly at the end of the week, only got 3 meals left, and I'm going to miss having them slightly every day, but at the same time I'm not going to miss having them, if that makes sense, so I can go back to eating whatever I want. But I will be intrigued to see if I have lost any weight, and if so, how much. But obviously it's not going to be completely accurate because of obviously like water weight and stuff like that, because I've been drinking a hell of a lot more water to fill me up, kind of, basically. But this is absolutely spot on. I've got no complaints. It's going to have to be a 10 out of 10 again. It is spot on. It's speechless. So let me get this finished up and we'll see you tonight for dinner.
Day 6 dinner.
I have got hot honey mac and cheese with pepperoni. This one I've been looking forward to ever since I picked it up. A few of them I didn't even read, but some of the others I read, like this, and I'm super happy to be trying. It needs 7 minutes in the microwave, then it needs to be stirred, and then a further 1 minute 30. So let's get it in and try this wonderful, wonderful mac and cheese, hopefully. The hot honey chicken and mac and cheese and pepperoni. You might hear some animals around me because they are becoming very needy this evening for some reason. You may have just heard the pussycat then. He may come and visit. Got the dog here, but you're on a tripod, so we're going to leave it. But this smells absolutely unbelievable. But let's read out some of the stats before we get eating. So this has 420 calories, 37.4 grams of carbohydrates, 7.8 grams of fibre, and 43.4 grams of protein, which is a madness, really. So chuck that on the floor. There's not a massive dish, quite small this one is, but still, it smells wonderful. Let's have a bit of the pasta and the cheese. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely unbelievable. Chicken's as good as usual. The pasta and the cheese sauce with the hot honey in it, this is unbelievable. Little bits of pepperoni in there. You know what, the only thing I'm angry at this dish so far is that there's not more. I'm actually a little bit speechless. I'm saying it now, this is the best dish I've had so far. Wow, wow, wow. What am I going to rate it? The highest is going to be is a 10, and the lowest is going to be is a 10. So it's a 10 out of 10. Let me finish this off, and I will see you tomorrow for lunch.
Day 7 lunch.
The last day and the last lunchtime meal, and what we have got is a naked cheesy fajita with rice. That looks absolutely banging. It has got 2 out of 5 chilies, so hopefully it is just about the right temperature. But it needs 7 minutes in the microwave, and then we can have a nibble on it after it's done. Fingers crossed this is nice, and fingers crossed when I weigh myself I've lost weight. But who knows? Let's get it in the microwave. The naked cheesy chicken fajita with rice is 350 calories. It has 31.4 grams of carbohydrates, 6.6 grams of fibre, and 35.5 grams of protein, which I think is one of the lowest. I can't quite remember. I have had 12 meals going on 13 now, and already it's smelling gorgeous. The chicken has absolutely broken up in it, and I'm starting to dribble a little bit from it. Right, let's have a little bit of a spoonful. Okay, I've got no spice so far. There's a little bit. It's got a lovely bit of cheese in it. It's beautifully portioned again. Every single ingredient's in there. It's just the right amount. There's a bit more spice. It's nice, but it is a bit spicy. Very good. It's definitely not one of my favourites. The smell it was given off was one of my favourite smells, but the actual taste of it is still very, very good. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not as good as some of the others. However, the chicken is definitely different because it's almost a bit like pulled chicken. It's just breaking up lovely. What am I going to rate it? Honestly, there's not too much I would change because I don't know what I'd change in it differently, but it's just not one of my favourites, as I've said. So I think I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10, just because I'm not going to repeat myself again. Well, I am. It's just not one of my favourites, but it's still a very good dish. So on that note, let me finish this up. I'm going to see you tonight for our last meal, and then for me to be weighed to see how much weight I've lost, or if I haven't lost any at all.
Day 7 dinner.
The final evening. You may be thinking, why is it light? It's because the clocks have changed and I'm having it slightly earlier because I am peckish. But this one I may not like. It is Singapore noodles, but it has 3 out of 5 chilies. It needs 8 minutes in the microwave, so let's bang it in there and see if I actually will enjoy this or not. The Singapore noodles. It smells really good. But will it be a bit too spicy? Let's find out. But once we read out some of the stuff on the back of the packets. It is 346 calories, 34.7 grams of carbohydrates, 6.4 grams of fibre, and 31.7 grams of protein. Let's go and have a nibble. Have a bit of the sauce and a bit of chicken. Chicken's nice again. It's definitely a good old bit of spice there. But I think I can tolerate it. Noodles. Noodles are lovely. It's definitely up there with being a little bit spicy, maybe a little bit too spicy for me. But we're going to power through because it is extremely nice. The sauce is almost, it's not quite like a korma sauce. That's the only way I can describe it. But I'm sure there's other words to describe it. The only complaint I've really got is that it is on the verge of being a little bit too spicy. Great old big bits of chicken. Once again, every single one's been spot on, really. If my spice tolerance was a little bit better, we could have had all of them. But there's only one, really, I didn't have. So I'm happy that I managed to do it. But right, what am I going to rate this? It's good, but it is a little bit too spicy for me. But I'm still going to power through and eat it because I'm hungry. I think I'm going to have to give it a solid 8 out of 10. Only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 is what I've just said. It's just a little bit too spicy. So I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to have to go and get a drink first. So I'll stop recording, but I'll finish this up. And then I'm going to see if I've actually lost any weight or just maintained my weight, eating these all week. And then we'll run through how many calories I've actually consumed throughout this week. Skip to that. So let's go through how many calories I've actually consumed and how much weight I've actually lost. So let's start off with the calories. So over the 7 days, I have consumed 6,197 calories. That is it, which isn't a lot. And when it comes to the weight, so I started at 18.84 stone or 119.63 kilograms, and now I am weighing in at 18.39 stone or 116.78 kilograms. That is a total loss of roughly £5 or 2.85 kilograms, which I consider a great success. Would I continue to do that to lose weight? To be fair, I probably would, but I just have to make sure I choose the meals that I actually enjoy and that are actually going to fill me up. Because there's some that generally didn't fill me up and there's some that I actually didn't enjoy, as you would have seen. But that is a video come to an end now, and you want to see me do more stuff like this, please let me know. Please like, hype and subscribe as well, and we'll see you next Monday at 6 PM.